Astral projection and mantras. Had a question in the comments a while ago. Thought I'd go more in depth. First mantras we have are Egipto and Faraon. These are Gnostic mantras familiarized by Samuel Owen Weyer. Egipto and Faraon relating to Pharaoh. Hence, these are supposed to make one project to the pyramids of Egypt. Well, my experience with this is I used the Faraon mantra, but before this, I did watch a documentary on the Sphinx. Also, after that, I read the book. Same evening, I read through the book The Pyramid of Giza by Bonwick. And, before I went to sleep, I used the Faraon mantra. Yeah, I did lucid dream of the Pyramid of Egypt. Could I say it was the mantra? Can't say yes and can't say no, right? There's a lot of other factors that could have been at play too, right? So that was my experience with that. Next one, we have affirmation style, a la Robert Bruce and Franz Bardon, right? Having an affirmation and hacking into your subconscious. A simple mantra affirmation would be I project easily and effortlessly. So repeat this constantly before going to sleep. And again, you're not going to expect results instantly. It's a kind of thing which, from my personal experience, even using this, did it a while ago. But I noticed at the time I didn't really feel like it was doing anything. But looking back in hindsight, the best analogy for it I can probably give is like having a spotter at the gym. It's not going to do all the work for you, but if you're doing certain work, it can make it easier. That's the best analogy I can kind of give for that, right? Again, on its own, it's not going to do the work for you. Next is Bija mantras. These are, you know, they have the Bija mantras, Lam, Ram, etc. Um, Using these mantras for astral projection, again, they're not going to make you project in themselves, but one thing we need to do for astral projection is hit a state of relaxation, and these can help you relax, right? You're vibrating through your body, and it helps your body relax. So for some people, this can help for a certain state you need to get into to practice astral projection. And next we have the Soham mantra. This comes from the school of yoga. Soham, usually I find this one helpful in thoughtlessness, needing to achieve the state of, you know, complete empty mind. I find this is something you can use to help you with that. The mantra is Soham, so you repeat it Soham, Soham, and then I would reverse the inflection while I keep saying it, like Soham, 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 so, and reverse it back just to keep my mind focused on the same thing. After, maybe a minute or so, you lose track of all other thoughts and you can, quietly stop the mantra and, see if your mind remains in that state thoughts arise again, repeat the mantra, and and again, like many of the others, this does not make you astral project in itself, but certain skills needed for astral projection this can help with. And I think a lot of things with astral projection, people often say, yeah, do this, do this. But some things are skills to develop. Like telling someone to run 20 miles, that might be difficult the first try. You might need some training to do. Maybe some running. If you don't like running, there may be other cardiovascular type of activities you can do to achieve the same goal. And last but not least, we'll hit upon, I put Amorc, I think it was degree 7-4, up on the channel somewhere. I had an AI reading that. I'll talk about one of them. They go through the throat chakra using sound or air to help open the throat chakra. Again, I tried this. For me, it wasn't on the high ranking of useful. Some of the other stuff I found a little more useful than this. But for someone else, this could be very useful. Depends on the person. Again, I'm familiar with the practice. The best way to do this practice is actually, there's a guy named S.sagan, S.sagan, his last name, and he's got a book called The Third Eye. He goes to very much detail in that book about this. But if you just want to get into the practice, again, S.sagan, Third Eye, meditation. You can look it up on YouTube. It's a 46-minute meditation which goes through this very in detail. If I remember, I'll try to put a link in the description. Perhaps it won't be right away though. But again, this is probably just the most efficient way. You could read, they tell you all this. He goes in detail to practice the meditation right there, so you can just put that on and do that practice if you want. The book Between the Gates by Mark Stavish, he goes into this subject a little bit also, but I feel that S.sagan book, The Third Eye, I believe it's called, he goes into this practice a lot more in detail. Golden Dawn next. They have a practice called the middle pillar, which some of the people use to, as they say, as one practitioner told me, they put a lot of light in their body, so make things easier. Practice, you're basically vibrating certain god names on certain parts of the body. I would say somewhat effective practice, but I wouldn't be alone in saying, some people, the saying is this lights you up like a candle, and in the dark a lot of entities get attracted to that. And then they have their ritual of the pentagram, which you have to do to protect yourself. So, this is a valid practice, not to be taken without a little bit of caution. So far, the only one on the list could be a little cautious of. Again, it's not guaranteed that you do this practice, something bad is going to happen, but you are like holding a candle in the dark, and certain things will get attracted. And also depends on, a lot of other environmental factors around you and such like that. So We're not going to get into all that detail, but as far as mantra goes, there's the middle pillar. I think you can find Israel Regardi just doing this meditation right on YouTube, one of the old original Golden Dawn members, if you want to try that out. And last but not least, we have Franz Bardon's Kabbalistic method. Someone named Kuno Helmuth Müller wrote in a German occult magazine, Die Andere Welt, and you have to give my German pronunciation. It's absent. But he describes some mantras for out-of-body travel in the Kabbalistic style of Franz Bardon. There's 4-letter combinations: DC, DK, EF, EK. Well, if anyone's skilled at the Kabbalistic letters and wants to give that a shot, let me know. I hope this was helpful and informative about astral projection and mantras.